The electric car has come a long way compared to even 10 years ago.
This charging system as a solution to all the cables high up.
China just built a battery that does 930 miles on a single charge, charges faster than a gas fill-up, and one version of it runs entirely on salt. This isn't a rumor, this just happened, and it changes everything. Segment 1. The man nobody sees. The most powerful person in the global car industry right now is someone you've almost certainly never heard of. His name is Robin Zeng. He doesn't do magazine covers, he doesn't do keynotes in black turtlenecks. He just quietly built CATL, which stands for Contemporary Amperex Technology Company Limited, into the company that manufactures more than a third of every EV battery made on Earth. Tesla runs on his batteries. BMW runs on his batteries. Toyota, Volkswagen, Ford, the very brands that Western governments are betting on to compete with China, are powered by this one man's company. He started in 1999 making small lithium cells for gadgets, sold that business to Japan's TDK for $100 million in 2005, and instead of retiring, went straight back to work building a car battery division nobody cared about yet. In 2011, when Beijing started pouring money into electric vehicles, he spun that division into CATL. A year after landing a single contract with BMW, revenue jumped from $1 billion to $9 billion. By 2017, CATL was the biggest EV battery maker on the planet. They call him the Invisible King. And honestly, the title fits. So when this man walked onto a stage at the 2026 Beijing Motor Show and unveiled something called the Qilin Compressed Battery, the entire industry leaned forward. And what he put on that board is why we're here. Segment 2. The problem nobody fully solved now. Before we get into what the Qilin actually does, you need to understand the problem it's killing. Because this is the exact thing that's been holding EVs back for 15 years, and the reason millions of people who want one still haven't bought one. Range. The real-world range on most affordable EVs today sits somewhere between 250 and 350 miles, and that's on a warm day before the motorway speed and the air conditioning quietly start eating into it. The moment you plan anything longer than your daily commute, a road trip, a long weekend, a drive across a few states, you're not planning a route anymore. You're planning around charging stops. You're checking which stations are actually working, whether someone else is already using them, how long the wait is. A clean 5-hour drive turns into a 7-hour logistics headache. And if a charger is broken when you get there, you're sitting in a car park doing maths you did not sign up for. Then there's cold weather, which nobody in the EV industry ever wants to say out loud. At just above freezing, a lithium-ion battery accepts 36% less power than it does at room temperature. Your range drops 20 to 30% before you've left the driveway. Charging slows dramatically. In real winter conditions, charge times can double or even triple. That's why every January you see the same headlines about EV owners stranded on highways in the snow. And quietly underneath all of this, every charge cycle wears the pack down a little. The battery that gave you 280 miles eventually gives you 250, then 220, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. 4 real problems, 15 years of billions spent, and the industry's answer has basically been bigger packs, more chargers, be patient. So you can imagine what it felt like when CATL walked in and put 930 miles on the board, solving all 4 at once. Let's talk about how. Segment 3. Meet the Qilin. The battery is called the Qilin Compressed, and the trick that makes 930 miles possible starts with one single swap that changes everything downstream. Every EV battery running on the road today has a liquid electrolyte sitting in the middle of the cell. That liquid is what moves electrical charge between the 2 ends of the pack, and it works, but it's also the root cause of almost every EV flaw you've ever encountered. It performs terribly in extreme temperatures. It becomes a serious fire risk if the cell is damaged, and it sets a hard limit on how much energy you can pack into a given weight. CATL replaced that liquid with a compressed gel. Same fundamental structure, completely different, far more stable material in the single most critical part of the cell. And that one change cascades into something extraordinary. The result is a battery so structurally stable that CATL says you could cut it in half with a saw and it wouldn't leak a drop or ignite. Think about that the next time someone talks about EV fire risks. Energy density sits at 350 watt-hours per kilogram, which sounds like a spec until you put it next to reality. To match this range with a standard LFP battery, the kind in most affordable EVs right now, your pack would need to weigh 400 kilograms more. This battery is so light and compact that CATL is already looking at putting it in electric aircraft. In a sedan, it delivers 930 miles of range. That's New York to Cincinnati without touching a charger. In a full-size SUV, it clears 620 miles, which beats the Mercedes EQS, currently the longest-range EV in Europe at 574 miles on its best day, with range left over. So if you've ever genuinely wanted an EV but talked yourself out of it the moment you opened the map app for a long drive, this battery was built specifically for you. But here's the part that actually stopped me. The detail nobody's talking about nearly loudly enough. One version of the Iolin doesn't run on lithium at all. CATL developed a sodium-ion variant alongside the compressed pack, and sodium is one of the most abundant materials on Earth. We're essentially talking about salt, no cobalt, no lithium, none of the environmentally brutal, geopolitically concentrated mining that turned the EV supply chain into a diplomatic flashpoint for over a decade. And CATL says this sodium-ion version holds 90% of its capacity at -40 degrees Celsius, which is colder than most of Canada in January, colder than almost anywhere in Europe ever gets. The cold weather problem and the dirty supply chain problem, two of the most legitimate criticisms of EVs since the beginning, handled in a single pack, which means the last real argument against EVs is charging speed. And CATL just handled that too. Segment 4. 4 minutes. You know exactly how the skeptic argument goes. Range is fine, sure, but I'm not sitting at a motorway service station for 45 minutes while the petrol car next to me is already on the road. And honestly, that's been a fair point. Until now. Alongside the Qilin, CATL unveiled the third-generation Shengsing battery, built specifically to kill that last objection. The Shengsing charges at up to 1,300 kilowatts. The fastest public chargers most drivers have ever actually used at a motorway stop deliver somewhere between 150 and 350 kilowatts on a good day. The Shengsing runs at more than 3 times that at peak. In real life, that means 10% to 80% in 3 minutes and 44 seconds. A near full 98% charge in 6 minutes and 27 seconds. At -30 degrees Celsius, the temperature where your smartphone shuts itself off to protect its own battery, the Shengsing goes from 20% to 98% in 9 minutes, and it holds over 90% of its original capacity after 1,000 full charge cycles, which is years of daily charging before you'd notice any drop worth caring about. Tesla superchargers, the gold standard of public charging right now, deliver about 200 miles of range in 15 minutes. The Shengsing adds 250 miles in 4. You pull up, plug in, walk inside, grab a coffee, and your car is full before you've paid for it. The person at the petrol pump next to you hasn't even started yet. So what exactly is the argument against EVs now? Because every major one just got answered in the same product launch. And here's what makes it even bigger. CATL is not alone in this. Segment 5. The race is basically over. What happened in Beijing wasn't one company having a breakthrough. It was one announcement inside a wave so large the rest of the world is only now starting to feel the size of it. Chang'an Automobile announced solid-state batteries delivering over 932 miles of range, with trial installations in actual production vehicles starting this year. Not a concept, not a prototype, real production cars. Chery's Rhino Series solid-state pack hits the same 932-mile figure and is earmarked for the Exceed ES8. Dongfeng tested a solid-state prototype in extreme cold and delivered 620 miles at -22 degrees Fahrenheit. BYD, the best-selling EV brand on Earth right now, is targeting 2027 for its own next-generation cells. Toyota, which holds over 1,000 granted solid-state battery patents, is on the same timeline. Samsung SDI already has a pilot production line physically running. In the US, a company called Factorial Energy quietly drove a Mercedes EQS over 745 miles on a solid-state battery last year and has already partnered with Stellantis. Solid Power is working with Ford and BMW. The Chinese government has put around $830 million into 6 separate solid-state battery companies to lock in domestic mass production. This is not one country chasing a bold idea. This is the entire global battery industry pointing at the same 2026 to 2027 window and running. And CATL, already controlling over 40% of the global EV battery market, while supplying the very Western brands trying to outcompete it, announced 4,000 fast charging and battery swapping stations being built across China on top of all of this. They're not just making the battery, they're building the world it operates in. And that brings us to why this stopped being a car story a long time ago. Segment 6. Bigger than the car in your driveway. A battery. This energy-dense, this fast to charge, this cold-resistant, and this long-lasting doesn't just fix EVs. It cracks open problems that have been stuck for decades. Long-haul trucking has resisted electrification for years because the packs needed to move a loaded truck 1,000 miles were always too heavy, too slow to charge, and too unreliable in cold to make the economics work. At 350 watt-hours per kilogram, that maths reverses entirely. City buses, running all day and all weather with no room for a 40-minute charging break, become fully viable when an 8-minute stop adds 300 miles. Solar storage for homes, always limited by how expensive and bulky battery systems need to be to hold power overnight, becomes dramatically more practical when the battery is this compact and this durable. And here's the geopolitical part that has Western governments genuinely losing sleep. China already produces around 85% of the world's cathode materials and over 90% of anode materials, the physical core of almost every battery on Earth. When the company that already owns the supply chain also leaps ahead on the technology itself, that's not competition anymore. That's a different category of problem. The United States put CATL on a list of Chinese military companies. CATL's response was to pull off one of the biggest stock listings of the year in Hong Kong. This is not a company racing to catch up. This is a company that finished the race and is now setting the terms for everyone else.